In this video, we're going to take a look at defining a dictionary, displaying its string representation, and then we're going to look at how many key value pairs are in the dictionary using the len function that's built into Python. And we'll also look at how we can use a collection, in this case a dictionary, as a condition in an if-else statement. So let's start out with me pasting in a portion of a snippet. I've purposely not pasted in the entire snippet here. So here we're going to define a dictionary called country codes that's going to map keys to values. The keys will be the names of countries and the values will be their corresponding internet country codes that you would find in a domain name if you were, for example, typing a web address into your web browser. When you're defining a dictionary, it's going to be defined in a pair of curly braces. I'll add in the closing one in a moment. And it will consist of a key which must be of an immutable type. Strings are immutable, so this is okay. It's going to be followed by a colon following the key, and then the corresponding value, which can be of any data type. In this case, it just happens to be another string. So we're mapping string values to string values in this particular example. Each key value pair is separated by the next, from the next by a comma. In this case, we have a second key value pair for South Africa and the internet country code ZA. And there's a new line character here which forced me to the next line, and now I have a continuation prompt here so that I can keep typing in my dictionary that I'm creating. So in this case, let's say we want to also do Nepal, and we'll give that the country code, and we can finish off our dictionary with a closing right curly brace. And notice that IPython is highlighting the corresponding opening brace for me to help me pair up those correctly. Now, once I've created a dictionary, of course, I can evaluate it here in IPython, and you can see the string representation is going to be a left curly brace followed by the key value pairs, and if they're strings, they will be quoted. It depends on what the key types and the value types are. So for example, if my value was a list, I'd see a square bracketed list of entries following the corresponding key here. But you can see it looks very much like the actual definition up above, and it of course does not factor in the new line character where I hit enter and went to the next line and then finished off the definition of my dictionary. So it's just giving me back a string with comma separated key value pairs. Now, once I have that, I can of course check how many items are in there. So if I do len country codes, it gives me 3. There are 3 separate key value pairs in here, and it's counting the pairs, not the individual keys and values. So each key value pair adds up to 1 as far as the dictionary is concerned. Now, once you have any kind of object in Python, you can use that object as the condition in, for example, an if statement. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste an if-else statement here and execute that. In this case, we have an if-else statement where the condition is the country codes dictionary, and because the country codes dictionary is not empty, it will be evaluated as true, in which case this first print statement is going to execute, and you can see that indeed that was the case down below here. So any collection can be used as a condition. If the collection is non-empty, it will be evaluated as true. If it is empty, it will be evaluated as false. So any non-empty list, tuple, dictionary, string, and later on when we get to other collections, any other type of collection that's not empty will evaluate as true. Any collection that is empty will evaluate as false. So to prove that, let's go ahead with our country codes dictionary and clear it, which will delete all the key value pairs. And once I do that, if I up arrow twice, I can recall that if statement and execute it again, and in this case now country codes is empty. And by the way, we can also confirm that a couple of different ways. We can display its string representation, which gives us an empty set of curly braces. And of course, we can recall the len expression that we did up above and see that its length is now 0.